Hi, I'm Kirstin Kelly. Patreon is a crowdfunding website that helps fund these videos. Thank you so much to all my patrons who already support me. If you'd like to join them, please check out my website, Kirstin Kelly Equestrian, or look in the description of this video. Today's video is on improving a horse that jumps flat. I have one of the best exercises and it is so easy. Building a high-armed X is the best way to get the horse to rock back onto his hindquarters and jump up rather than forward. If you have a horse that jumps flat, the best thing you can do is set up all your fences like this in your arena and then canter around every practice, and that will help encourage the horse to naturally rock his weight back and jump in the air better. So whenever you're jumping your horse, you don't want to be holding him off the fence. You want him to hold himself off the fence. And so when you canter down and you put a little bit of a fill underneath it, sometimes that's enough to rock the horse up into the air and create a nice quality jump. But you can't often have, and you know, once you've jumped these a couple of times, he goes, oh, you're boring. I've seen the butterfly before, it has no effect. So by making these higher armed X's on the front of your jumps, it really has the effect of making the horse feel like the jump becomes narrower and narrower, and so it makes him then sit his weight back and really pull his knees up and get much more of a feeling of him rocking off the front rather than jumping at it. So when you start, this is a nice sort of size to start with a nice chunky ground pole, which makes it inviting. But then, as the horse gets used to it, once he's jumped it once or twice, we'll pull it up and make it much more imposing. And just remember that it is quite imposing. So if you hop on a strange horse and then you canter down and the arms are high, he's likely to back off. And that's exactly what we're trying to train. So it's nothing that we don't want to then chase him. So that's why build it up quietly so that then that way he confidently goes, but he keeps his shoulders rocked back off the fence. So I'll get you always doing the walk, canter, canter walks down there and down there, because what that does is it keeps sitting him back onto his hindquarters and getting a better quality canter. So let's go down there, we'll pick up the canter. And as you can see, Claudia has a stronger bit on because the horse is quite green and he's quite big. She's just come off a pony, so she's really struggled to keep him light. So she's used a stronger bit so that she doesn't have to use the rein very much, because I've ridden him and he does get very, very heavy. This way he stays nice and light. So this exercise is very good for him because it encourages him to naturally, use his own balance. Okay, Claudia. So we're using that walk canter. Keep him a little bit more forward. Good girl. That's it. And then quietly use your core and bring him back to the walk at the end. That's it. Turn around, pick up the canter and come and canter it back again. Keeping that hand nice and soft. Whoops. Your canter was a little weak, yeah? So walk for a second. Now, so what I might get you to do this time is maybe canter for a bit longer so that the canter is a little bit more forward. Okie doke. So you can see the actual height of the jump hasn't changed that much, but I've pulled the arms up just to give it that little bit more of a feeling of, oh, it's a bit more frightening for the horse, I suppose you would say. So it makes him actually think about what he's doing. A little bit more forward there, Claudia. Good. Good girl. And that was a great shot then, because you could see the canter, he was really taking her forward, but then he got there and he made that slightly shorter stride, compressing the stride, sitting back on his hindquarters and getting his front legs up. Keep your hand forward. Good girl. Excellent. So remember, if you've got a horse which gets heavy on his front legs and he doesn't rock back, gets a bit chargy, this is a really good way to get him to naturally back off the fence himself. And you can easily put a back rail on that and make it a spread and set them up all around the arena. It'll have a really good effect and get him actually thinking about respecting the fence himself rather than the rider having to tell him to protect himself all the time.